Nice.
Hello, my name is Andy S. and I would like to yap to you about Dorfromantik. Dorfromantik, which is German for Village Romanticism, is a cozy puzzle game made by indie developer K.K Interactive. And when I say cozy, I mean this is the coziest shit I know of. I am talking full storybook pictures of animals being tucked into bed levels of cozy. This game feels like how lo-fi sounds. I feel all warm and fuzzy playing this and might even forget about the current state of the world for 5 minutes. In Dorfromantik, the objective is to place tiles in order to grow the map. The tiles are hexagonal, that's a word, right? Yes it is. And have one of 4 elements on each of the 5 sides. Grass, forest, field, or buildings. Making the sides match gives you points as well as a little free dopamine. Some tiles, however, contain rivers or railways. These need to be placed in a way so that the river or railway doesn't dead end in an existing tile. This means you usually end up having longer lines of rivers and railroads. As you keep placing tiles and trying to make the sides match, you naturally build an ever-expanding world. In a certain sense, every tile you place becomes a part of a story that you and the map are telling together. So that sounds great and all, but there is a catch. You only have a limited number of tiles to place. Luckily, there are 2 ways to replenish your tiles. The first way is perfect tiles. Placing any tile where all 5 sides match is considered a perfect tile and grants 1 extra tile. With some skill and patience, you can get multiple perfect tiles in the same placement, which, as an aside, also just feels really good. The second way is quests.
What? Is your quest?
Some tiles spawn with a quest on them, which require you to do things like build a big enough town or forest or field on the quest tile. Some quests require a specific number of objects to be placed in that group, while others only require a minimum amount. Additionally, some quests are flag quests, meaning that after you complete them, you get an extra reward for then closing the quest group. Closing the group means you make it so that the group in question can no longer be added to by filling up all the surrounding open tiles. Doing the quest rewards 5 tiles, and closing the flag group also rewards an additional 5 tiles. In this way you can keep your map going by continuously completing quests and placing perfect tiles. My personal record is this map, which features 14,052 tiles and I've been building for almost 22 hours. As you build farther and farther away from your spawn point, you might also find special tiles. These have a quest on them that, when complete, reward you with a special tile that will start being added to your tile stack, along with a challenge that will unlock different skins for that tile when completed. Things like windmills, bears, beavers, trains, etc. really help make the world feel more alive. Also, as you progress through the game, you unlock more biomes, which naturally are divided amongst your world. This adds a great deal of diversity to the map. If building with a limited number of tiles is not your jam, Dorfromantik also offers a creative mode, where you can place an unlimited number of tiles. You can also cherry pick what kind of tile you want, so you can create whatever your heart desires. So that's how you play Dorfromantik, but why should you play Dorfromantik? I think looks and aesthetics are one of the main selling points of Dorfromantik, as well as how naturally a world springs up without you having to really think about it all that much. Players are incentivized to place perfect tiles and complete quests, and this ends up doing most of the work for making a world look good. Quests especially have you build groups and then close them, and so naturally add diversity into most maps. The longer you manage to keep going, the more this effect is pronounced. And while you puzzle away, the amazing soundtrack easily lifts you onto another plane of existence. This game is currently not marked with great soundtrack on Steam, and I personally think that that should be considered a crime. Most of all, I find that Dorfromantik is a game of patience. You play styles quickly at first, but once you reach a certain critical mass, you can usually find a perfect placement for every tile as long as you look hard enough. Additionally, if you wait long enough, perfect tiles usually, but not always, spawn to fill in critical gaps in your grids and reward you with more perfect tile placements. I should note, however, that Dorfromantik is not a perfect game. It manages to simultaneously make me say things like this. Ah, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh, I'm excited. I am enthused about this forest. Oh, look at it. Oh, that's beautiful, that's polite. Next to that. Oh, here's a new one. What is it? A boar! Amazing! I love boars! Ah, that's beautiful. Like I hoped. Oh my god, I love this little village. Maybe I like it here. I do like it here. Look at that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And we get a little boy! Look at him! Look at him! Oh my god, he's perfect! As well as this. What is this godforsaken tile? Why? With the fucking fields? You are a garbage tile and you should feel bad. Have I sinned in a previous life to be punished with such a tile? This is the worst tile I've ever seen in my goddamn life. Please for the tree god. It's another fucking train! Are you kidding me? Why is there more trains? I already have the train. You ever wonder what you're doing with your life? No! Fuck! What is this for shit? Where are these birds going? Yeah. The problem with waiting for the perfect tiles to show up is that it can get a little frustrating when they don't. Especially if you keep getting bombarded with hard to place tiles that you can't use in any useful fashion to plug up gaps. Another major problem I have with the game is railroads. The goddamn fucking railroads. Like, look at this. How does this abomination exist? Railroads and rivers function in the exact same way, where you have to keep putting them in lines and can't have them dead end onto existing tiles. However, while this works well for rivers, who presumably aren't intelligently designed, this does not for railroads. Like, I have to buy that someone somewhere designed something like this, or this, or this? Who gave these people a budget and why hasn't it been revoked yet? If Tucana ever makes a sequel, I sincerely hope that they handle railroads differently. Perhaps a tile that starts a railroad and another that ends it, with the railroad appearing on the tiles in between? Anyway, railroad grievances aside, this is still one of my favorite games to just pass some idle hours with. It's truly one of those games where you intend to play for only 5 minutes and then when you look outside the sun is already coming up. My favorite aspect about it is how you naturally build a world and how when you do, you start inventing lore about it. Like, this isn't just any town, this is the town near the forest where the people have a rivalry going on with their neighbors. And the neighboring town works all those fields and feeds the rest of the region. And this is the town where people like things to be a certain way and get upset when you place imperfect tiles near them. Over the last few weeks I've been building such a world on stream. Allow me to take you on a little tour to it. This is the starting tile for this map. It has grown considerably since, especially in the north, south and the west, not so much east. Although we are working on that. This is the first town I've built here. I was able to close it off quickly, so it remains a little village, which I quite like. They mostly work the village here, and they have a station here to take them to and from where they need to go. Over here we have the larger town that they have a rivalry with. That town works all of these fields and feeds the rest of this region. This is another town here in the middle, caught between these two towns. They have nothing to do with the rivalry, but they are the victim of it, by and large. They mostly fish in this village and also work some of these fields here. Now, this town village has also started a field here, and you didn't hear this from me, but I think it's mostly because this town is known for its fields, and these guys then wanted bigger, more fields as a result. As we go further west, we have the double station here. It doesn't really serve any purpose to have two stations this close together, but there was a budget for it, so hey, they did it anyway. Especially because there is also a third station here for these few houses near the forest. As we go further though, we come into what I call Boom Town. Now this town was made because all these like trains tracks were here with this train stop, and all the train tracks weren't going anywhere, so they decided to build a town here so that the trains had somewhere to go to. It grew very quickly, this town, hence the name, and it's still going, so it's predicted to be even bigger. To the south of Boomtown is the Line Town. There's this big old chasm here that's preventing me from getting a lot of perfect tile placements, but it's difficult to find tiles that fit exactly in all of these slots, so I've yet to fill most of them. And here we have the start of the Riverlands. There's just a bunch of winding rivers here, as you can see, little islands or something here that has a lot of the fields for the middle town. And all the rivers originate from this lake here, which also has the water wheel here, that this town is living off of. This is a very peaceful place. It's away from the rest of the world, and I think these people like things that way. It's simple here. It's not a lot of the hustle and bustle of all the train tracks. There was an attempt at another train track here, but it very quickly got shut down, thankfully. If we go further west, then there is the Long River, which leads to this lake. I'm still building it. I would like it to be the biggest lake yet, but it's still under construction. There is a water station here, but I promise I won't put any train tracks here. If we go back then, and we go north, right here is like the grasslands. There is a train track here. It's not going anywhere, but by golly, I just feel like this locomotive is living its best life, and I'm not here to say that it can do that. It's yeah, I think these people just like trains, and they just like being near the trains. These are the double croissant fields. There's not much to them, but I quite like them. As we go further north, there's another lake here, and another little double lake here, water feature. But more importantly, this is also a large lake with some swans on it, and on the coast of this lake is the biggest town of this map. As I mentioned earlier, these people really like perfect tile placements. I've not done it perfectly, as you might be able to tell here and there, but I've done a fairly okay job. This town is also still growing, and there's no flags on this town, so no reason to close it yet, so it's only going to get bigger. And this giant pile of fields is mostly where I dumped all of my fields, because I didn't have any field quests here for a very long time, and I had to put my fields somewhere. These fields feed the town here. You know, it's a big town, they need a lot of food, so they have a lot of fields. And over here is the Great Forest. This is the biggest forest on the map. The forest to the south was the original first forest, but that one got closed pretty quickly. This one is still unclosed, and as you can see from the mini quest, it will remain like that for a while. this area is much denser than the rest. I like to think this is the heart of the forest, but for it to be the heart, I need to build a lot more to the north, which I will be doing. Like, this forest may have some flags on it, but not a lot yet, so it's only going to keep growing. And over here it's not really developed yet. There's another river going here, but who knows where that will lead. And finally, if we go south from spawn, these are the perfect grasslands. Every tile I've placed here, I've actually slightly highlighted this area already in one of my shorts, but every tile that's placed here south of this forest is a perfectly placed tile. There are no misplacements here, and I very much like to keep it that way. But to make that difficult, a railway has happened here. This railway spawned from one of these discovery tiles, and I can't very well say no to that. So I built more railways. So far there are no imperfect placements yet, but it's difficult when you have a railway, and as you can tell, like over here it's fairly wide, which is what you want. That's how you close tiles, that's how you get perfect tile placements. But here down with the railway, it's become a line, and there's no end in sight for that happening anytime soon with the large amount of railways I still have to place here. I'm very much hoping to keep things perfect, and so far so good, but it's going to be difficult to maintain. And over here the riverlands are also encroaching upon these grasslands, and so that might also be an obstacle, but water is easier to work with than railway lines. So if it's going to mess up, it's likely going to be the railway lines, not the water. And yeah, this is my favorite little village in the entire map. It's very picturesque. It's calm. They've got a little pond that they've settled next to, and I don't know. I think about how these people's lives are sometimes. Sorry. So yeah, that's the whole map. I'm still building it. If you want to see me build it, I stream on Twitch, so come check me out if you want. For the 5 people who are still here, congratulations, you've made it to the end of the video. Thank you for watching it all the way through. It is my first video, and I'm sure I've made a lot of mistakes with the writing and editing, but I hope to get better with my coming videos. If you're still around, why not click that subscribe button and leave a comment? The algorithm, which determines my entire self-worth as a content creator, really likes it when people do that. Also, if you're watching on mobile, it would really help out if you hype the video. The algorithm goes mental for that one. If you want to catch me while streaming, my Twitch is linked in the description. I don't just stream Dorfromantik either, I do all kinds of stuff, so come hang out if that tickles your fancy. With that, hope to see you next time, and goodbye!